With the Special Operation Pinch Out event comes one of the best banners in Arknights, Joint Operation 10 banner. And what is special about Joint Operation banners is that you will only pull the featured operators. So no wild blue woman spooks that will ruin your day. Because the Joint Operation banner has the same pity system as a standard banner. The rate up for 6-star operators will increase by 2% after the 50th pull, 50% at the 74th pull, and 100% guaranteed at the 99th pull. I highly advise you to roll this banner if you don't have 2 or more of the featured operators, 3 of which are meta operators, Mountain, Mudrock, and Goldenglow. While Saga is not considered meta, she is a powerful and reliable operator. It's a win-win no matter who you get. So let me walk you through the featured operators so you understand more about their kits and why they are considered very strong and game-changing. Let's start with Saga. Saga is a unique versatile pioneer vanguard. She can support with her first talent, Preaching. When dealing lethal damage, leave the enemy with 1 HP and inflict critically wounded. Saga will not attack that enemy. When an operator kills that enemy, that operator gets plus 2 SP. A great way to charge heavy SP cost skills in the early game, like Suzerain's second skill. She has survivability in her second talent, Clear Mind. When HP falls below 40%, gain 70% physical dodge and restore 5% max HP every second, lasting 15 seconds. It can only activate once. With this talent, you don't have to worry about her and give her a medic in the early game, giving you more space to strategize. High early game damage from her skills. Her second skill, Cleansing Evil at level 7. Generates 4 DP, deals 320% attack as physical damage to at most 6 ground enemies within a cross area, then eliminates any of the enemies that are critically wounded. Can store 2 charges. A great skill to deal with waves of enemies as she can recharge this skill easily now that she can attack critically wounded enemies herself and gain additional SP from her first talent. Her third skill, Fierce Glare at level 7, gradually gains 20 DP over the skill duration. Attack interval slightly increases, attack range plus 1 tile, attack plus 100%, attack multiple enemies, and perform an additional attack against targets with less than 50% HP. A great skill if you want her first talent to give SP the other operators. The additional attack against targets with less than 50% HP makes her inflict critically wounded to enemies more easily. Overall, she is a very versatile and self-sufficient vanguard that doesn't need help to give you a strong start in the battle. Not game-breaking, but definitely strong. Next operator is Mountain. Mountain is the best brawler guard in the game, and if not for Mudrock I would say he is also the best solo lane holder. I can't really decide because they play different roles, but let me know what you think in the comments below. His first talent, Forceful Fist. 20% chance for attacks to deal 160% damage and reduce the target's attack by 15% for 3 seconds. A good crit chance and some survivability by lowering enemies' attack. And even more survivability from his second talent, Sturdy Constitution. Defense plus 10%, physical dodge plus 15%. All his power and versatility comes from his second skill, Sweeping Stance. Can switch between the original state and the following state. Defense minus 25%, attack range reduces, attack plus 50%, block plus 1, attacks all blocked enemies, and restores 5% max HP per second. The defense reduction doesn't hurt his survivability thanks to his talents, and the attack range reduction doesn't matter all that much as the enemies will run at him anyway. The plus 1 block gets rid of one of the big weaknesses of this archetype, and because he can attack all blocked enemies and the plus 50% attack, he won't get overwhelmed easily by multiple enemies. The healing per second is what makes Mountain a great solo lane holder. He doesn't need a medic or extra damage dealer for him to do his job. In conclusion, this skill is what defines Mountain, and don't forget to M3 it if you get him as it is highly worth it. Next we have Mudrock, a juggernaut defender with insane survivability and good damage output. While she can't be healed by her allies, her first talent, Ward of the Fertile Soil, has all the healing she needs. Every 9 seconds, gains 1 shield. She can have up to 3 stacks, with 1 stack granted immediately when deployed. When a shield is broken, she restores 20% of her max HP. This talent makes her almost immortal. Even against hard-hitting enemies, she rarely loses more than 20% of her max HP every 9 seconds. And that's thanks to her insanely high HP and defense stats. Her second skill, Crag Splitter. At level 7, the next attack restores 5% of Mudrock max HP and deals 210% attack as physical damage to all surrounding ground enemies, with a 30% chance to stun them for 0.6 seconds. There is so much utility in this one skill. AoE damage to all enemies surrounding her, a high chance to stun them given the low SP cost of this skill, and the healing contributes even more to her whole kit. Her third skill is Bloodline of Desecrated Earth. Upon skill activation, Mudrock stops attacking and does not take damage for 10 seconds, and reduces the movement speed of surrounding enemies by -60%. After this state ends, Mudrock stuns surrounding ground enemies for 3.5 seconds and gains reduced attack interval, attack plus 100%, defense plus 50%, and the ability to attack multiple targets equal to block number. This is a perfect skill if you are fighting a strong boss. Mudrock can reduce his speed, stun it, and tank the damage so your other DPS operators can take care of him. In summary, a powerful operator that you can bring in almost every stage, and she will do amazing just by herself. And the final operator is Goldenglow, a Mechacord caster operator, which means she controls a drone that deals art damage alongside her. Her first talent is Beacon's Ref. When this unit's skill is active, drones have a 10% chance to self-destruct when attacking and then return to the operator, dealing 300% of Goldenglow's attack as arts damage to enemies in a small area. This talent alone adds so much to her DPS, while the activation chance might seem low at first. Goldenglow gets more drones from her skills, and her high attack speed makes the talent trigger more easily. Her second talent, Precise Redirection. Goldenglow and her drone's attacks ignore 15 art resistance. While it is simple, it adds a lot to her DPS. Her second skill, Surging Current. She gains an extra drone, attack plus 45%, and attack range expands. Releases drones to attack enemies. The drone locks onto an enemy until the enemy is defeated or the drone self-destructs, then returns to the operator. This skill has unlimited duration. A great skill if you want consistent damage with extra range from her throughout the battle. Her third skill, Crystalline Shine, stops attacking. Drone plus 2, attack plus 55%, and attack range becomes global. Releases drones to attack enemies, and the drone's attacks slow the target for 0.5 seconds. The drone locks onto an enemy until the enemy is defeated. The drone self-destructs or until the skill is over, then returns to the operator. The global range from this skill allows for so much utility. You can place her in safer tiles away from enemies' attacks, as she does so much damage with her drones while also slowing the enemies. In conclusion, a strong arts damage dealer with burst damage from her talent, consistent damage from her second skill, and utility in her third skill. These were the Joint Operation 10 banner operators. And as I said, this is a great banner to roll, so you might want to do few pulls to see if you will get lucky. Just keep in mind that a limited banner is coming in a month or two. So are you rolling or you did already? Let me know in the comments. And now I will leave you with some rolls I did on this banner.
Konnichiwa, Doctor. 僕はアオスタです。